It is Thursday, the 13th. At least we dodged that bullet. All right, many of you want me to talk about the prime rate, so I am going to talk about the prime rate second. The trade war is starting to break the United States. I'm going to show you that at the end of the video. But I'm going to start with this. Time to buy Canadian dollars. Olivier Corber, strategist for Societe Generale, says the Canadian dollar may have seen its worst days and investors should start positioning for a rebound. Yeah, get ready for that for two reasons. Number one, the U.S. is headed for the shitter, and I'm going to show you that at the end of the video. Two, the world understands who Mark Carney is. Look, I don't care what your political affiliations are. It really doesn't matter. Let's face it. In any normal timeline, Mark Carney would be running as a conservative. This guy is a conservative. Except for right now, where the conservatives have abandoned their normal fiscal conservative positions and headed towards Maple MAGA. The world is seeing what's happening in the U.S. That movement is losing popularity. We do need conservative solutions at the moment, but fiscal conservative solutions, the kind that he's going to bring. As long as he's got the top spot in the government, the world will look at Canada as a good place to invest, the Canadian dollar will be strong, etc., etc. If he ain't there... All right, banks have lowered the prime rate to 4.95%. It's one of the most popular questions I get. So what's going to happen to prime rate? The prime rate is usually 2 to 2.25% above the overnight rate. Let's stick with a 2.25. It's rarely different than that. Right now, the overnight rate from the Bank of Canada is 2.75%. You put 2.25 on top of that, you're at 5%, which is almost exactly what the prime rate is. I've been saying for a while now, I think we're going to get down below 2% by the end of the year, likely 1.5, maybe 1.25. Let's just go with 1.5. So at an overnight rate of 1.5, you add 2.25 on top of that, you're at 3.75. I think that's the best case scenario for the prime rate this year. If you're hoping for less than that, again, it'll be because shit hit the fan, and you may not have avoided the economic impact of that shit hitting said fan. All right, the cracks are forming in the U.S., and they're all blaming Howard Lutnick. Trump allies are blaming Lutnick for Trump's tariff turmoil. Yeah, that's it. It's all his fault. You remember the first Trump term, right? Where people were being fired left, right, and center? Yeah, that's going to happen again, and he's probably first on the chopping block. Look, let me just show you the status of the stock market this morning, okay? Because it's bad, and it's getting worse. This is the Dow Jones Industrial. It's lost 6 months of value, and it's heading down. This is the S&P 500. It's lost 6 months of value, and it's heading down. This is the NASDAQ. It has lost 6 months of value, quite rapidly, and it's heading down. Even oil is much cheaper than it was 1 year ago. Has there been an enormous material change in these companies to cause this to happen? No. Just as there was no significant material change in these companies to cause the growth to happen. This was the euphoria thinking that what Trump would do would fix the United States, even though the United States was doing fantastic at the time. It was all rhetoric. It was all propaganda. Oh, Sleepy Joe. Look how bad things are under Sleepy Joe. Things were fantastic under Joe Biden. This is all under Joe Biden. This right here is under Donald Trump. And it doesn't matter where you look. Dow Jones Industrial, S&P, NASDAQ, they all say the same thing. Under Donald Trump, shit has hit the fan. And it's likely going to keep going because all of this stuff was the expectation that it would go in the other direction. Like I said at the beginning, expectations mean a lot. And the finger pointing has begun. US dollar is going to fall. Prices are going up because of this trade war. People are watching their retirement funds evaporate. They're going to lose their jobs. And there's Doge making these cuts, but they're making cuts to Social Security and food stamps. And they're harming the people at the bottom of the chain. The US military has traditionally been the largest source of government waste for the US. Their budget is nearly $1 trillion. More than 4 times China. If they cut this budget in half, they would still be spending more than China and Russia combined. But is that where the cuts are happening? Oh no. Once Lutnick goes, and he's probably going to go very soon, it's going to unravel quickly. And that trajectory does not bode well. People will start asking hard questions like, are these stocks really worth what we're paying for them? And then things will unravel horribly because, you remember, these are used as collateral against loans for other stocks, which are used as collateral for loans against other stocks and investments, which are used as collateral, etc., etc., etc. In this trade war, the United States is its own worst enemy. And the only people who don't know that are running the United States.